Oh, hello everyone. That was Old and in the Way, featuring none other than Jerry Garcia, Peter Rowan, and David Grisham, among others. Kind of a super bluegrass group that got put together with a bunch of people from different genres of music. I got a little hair sticking out there. Okay. At any rate, that was Pig in a Pen. And this, my friends, I made in 6th grade maybe. I tried to make a pig. Kind of piggish, isn't it? That's what it's supposed to be. Anyway, that song was Pig in a Pen. And today is, of course, I know you already knew this, it was National Pig Day. So a little bit about National Pig Day, which I gotta admit, I'd never heard of before. It was started in 1972 by someone from Lubbock, up in the Panhandle, where Miss Vella went to college at Texas Tech. Gotta love this. According to her, or one of the people that started, another lady from North Carolina too, the purpose of the National Pig Day is to accord the pig its rightful, though generally unrecognized, place as one of the most intelligent domesticated animals. It is definitely, pigs are definitely very smart, and they're actually cleaner than we give them credit for. Here it goes on to say, it is also recognized that pig parties, where pink pig punch and pork delicacies are served, and pink ribbon pigtails are tied around trees in the pig's honors. So I guess, I don't know, it seems weird if you're eating bacon and stuff to celebrate pigs, but there you go, National Pig Day. All right, also on this day, today is March 1st, obviously, is also the day the Articles of Confederation went into effect in 1781. Towards the tail end of the Revolutionary War, the peace treaty the Treaty of Paris that ended the war and gave us our freedom was signed in freedom from the British, independence from the British. Was signed in 1783. This is 1781, and the Articles are going to be the first form of government that's going to get us through the end of the war and the first few years of the new republic. Before the Constitution, the problem with the Articles is it had no power. All the power is in the hands of the states. The federal government had next to zero power. And so the national government could accomplish hardly anything. So this is going to be problematic, and, for things like trade and, putting down like rebellions and stuff like that, taxes. And so they're going to form the Constitution. But the Articles was the first form of government. A lot of people don't know that. Also in this day, in 1836, the people came to Washington on the Brazos, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours east of here. Not a whole lot to it. It's a beautiful park, but that's where they're eventually going to sign a few days later the Declaration of Independence, declaring Texas independent from Mexico, who are to lead to the revolution and all that. But that kind of gets kick-started today. The convention is going to lead to that. So it was kind of I'm not going to say a thriving town at one point, but it was a sizable town, and now there is nothing there to really show. So interesting, but definitely worth the trip to go check it out. Beautiful walking parks and stuff too. Also, speaking of Texas, and the independence that Texas is going to get from Mexico is going to have huge implications, because on this day in 1845, President John Tyler is going to sign a bill admitting Texas to the United States, which is going to irritate Mexico to no end. And Texas really wanted to be part of it. The town Tyler was named after John Tyler, who was president at the time, in order to try to entice him to convince him to, hey, let's have Texas join the Union. Long story short, Mexico is going to think that the Nueces River is the border. Texas in the United States is going to recognize the Rio Grande, which is like a 200 or 300 mile chunk. And so it's kind of this no man's land that, inevitably shots are going to be fired. The Mexican-American War is going to break out. The United States is going to, defeat Mexico in this, end up taking over half its territory, which again is going to, have implications for Texas, or for the United States and Texas and Mexico, but even more for the United States. Most directly, this new land is going to lead to new states, and they have to figure out if they're going to be slave states or free states, and that is going to turn into the argument that is eventually going to lead to the South seceding, because they are worried the North is going to take away their right to have slaves, which of course is going to happen in the Civil War, 13th, 14th, 5th Amendment, and so Anyway, a big day in history. Remember, a lot of history is cause and effect. And so a lot of the causes, like, him signing and admitting Texas is going to have a pretty big effect that, again, still impacts us to this day. Definitely impacts us to this day. All right. Birthdays. Again, I forgot Elliot Home. So Eli McGowan, Caden Sorrells, and our very own Miss Elvia Villanueva. Happy birthday, all of y'all. Pretend that's the horn. All right. Now we're going to close on the four-way test. The four-way test are the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Our virtue this month is honesty. How are you being honest, Crockett? Well, you're doing being honest is pretty straightforward by, telling people the truth, being transparent. It's better if you make a mistake to admit to the mistake and try to do better rather than, lying and trying to cover up, because that only compounds on itself. So always be honest. It's the best way. It really is. It's a good guiding stone to, if you're honest with people, people trust you, they respect you. They're going to know when, you tell me something, I'm going to believe it, and that's a good place to be. All right, guys, have a good day. See you around.